What's up, Doing Too Much crew? I'm your girl Devina, joined by Shanika and Whitney, my girls. This week is special. We're going to dive into the rainbow and the wreck, a really good juxtaposition and how God can show up in both your highs and in a moment of challenge, in a moment of uncertainty. But we were able to do it in person. So what you're going to hear is us in Aiken, South Carolina. Picture us in a courtyard. We have on really cute outfits, but we get an opportunity to minister to a man who is seeking Jesus. We get an opportunity to dance and reminisce, to pray. You're going to enjoy the time that we spent together simply because you'll be able to see God in it all. So jump in. I want you to put on your headphones, grab your tea, grab your coffee, sit back and relax because just like us, you're probably doing too much. Let me know what you think. So we have a thing called the rainbow and the wreck. So first of all, just to give y'all a little bit of background on what we're doing. Shanika, Whitney, and I are very, very good friends. And we decided to launch a podcast called Doin Too Much. Because we always doing too much, y'all. People, listen, if people wanted to talk about that, which we don't, people don't talk about us because we the bomb and we God's girls and they know better. But if they wanted to, they would say that we doing too much. So this is the Doing Too Much podcast. We all came together today as an opportunity to be able to just record, right? So we hopped on live. We just doing a new thing. But as our icebreaker, we have something called the rainbow and the red. So should I give them the backstory, Shanika?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So we recently had the amazing opportunity to go to what part of Tennessee were we in? Knoxville, Tennessee, I think it was. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so when we were on the way to Knoxville, Tennessee, we got a chance to go with Pastor Jackie Green, who is our mentor, and we and a lot of the permission room coaches. On the way back, Shanika and I were driving, and we were just talking to each other, just kind of vibing. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what we were talking about, but we literally went into a rainbow. I don't understand if y'all listen. Can you imagine being in a rainbow? So we saw the rainbow like over the horizon. But as we were driving, the rainbow was in the car. I'll have to drop that content later. I was like, Shanika, the rainbow is in the car. The rainbow is in the car.
Not just once.
But how many, Shanika?
3, y'all. 3 times we went through this rainbow. I'm hyped about it because okay.
Life changing. Like we went through three rainbows were in my car as we were driving. So we're praising God. We're just like God, what does that mean to be in a rainbow? Like we were super excited and like just talking. We prayed through it and all of that. 3 rainbows. About maybe 45 minutes later, Shanika dozing off because y'all, she go to sleep every time you get.
First of all, that's Whitney.
First of all, that's me. Okay.
Okay. Then you. Then me.
I'm the last person to go to sleep. Okay.
Kobe, tell the truth in the comments. Who's the last?
Kobe, let me get Clayton in here. I need some
Jeremy
support.
already know he ain't even got to comment. see how we get off task? All right, let's continue doing that.
Focus. All right, so we are about 45 minutes after the rainbow. We're on a high or whatever, but Shanika is falling asleep. And so then we see a wreck. Like, we literally see the wreck happening. We see somebody go from, like, their lane all the way over 3 lanes of traffic, hit a guardrail going at least, I would say, what, Shanika, 60 miles an hour? At least tear up their car. Like, keep going. We just immediately start praying, but we are frozen. So in the midst of, and we'll probably delve into this a little bit later. Shanika, let me know if I'm missing something. But just coming off of the high of being in 3 rainbows, a miracle of being in 3 rainbows, we see somebody's life flash before our eyes. Like we just start covering them in prayer because this wreck was literally coming towards us. Like our car, the same car that a rainbow was just in, a car was coming towards us, and God moved that thing. Like it was like God lifted the car and moved it, y'all.
Literally.
Shanika, tell me what I'm missing. Tap in.
Nah, like you said it perfectly. It was just the idea of that entire weekend had been a move of God, of just being able to be encouraged and poured into it, all of that, and to even experience just us having conversation just about life or whatever the case is, right? And then we go from, oh man, oh my God, look at God, these three rainbows, like what is he doing? Oh, this is amazing too. Me being like woken up from my sleep because you could just the way that that car came, like it was literally nobody but God.
Yeah.
Like I have no words for it. I'm just like the way it hit the guardrail and it bounced back out and it just kept going on the straight road. Like it didn't even hit any other cars getting back
Yeah.
onto the road. Like it was just, you knew it was God in that. That's all I got on that.
Yes.
Man.
So, long
Yeah.
story short, that comes to our icebreaker, the rainbow and the wreck. So, how you can be in a season of high and how God can like reshape that, and you can be in a wreck, like in an hour's notice, you could be from a rainbow to a wreck. So that's kind of our highs and lows. So that's gonna be our icebreaker as we jump in. With when you think about, let's think about this week, right?
Okay.
What rainbows and wreck are you going through right now?
Okay. So I think me and you were on the phone, or we were on our FaceTime, how we do. And I was like, "Yeah, my house dirty." So the idea that Jeremiah just started back preschool, and our nurse is on leave right now. So imagine like me and Jeremy both working full time and having a medically complex baby boy. You know what I'm saying? That requires all this attention, and the house need to be clean. He need to have food like pureed, so he eat it through his little tube and all these things, right? So I look at my house, it looks kind of like a little hurricane, right? So my rainbow was the idea that even though like I have all these things going on, like I'm in my head about the state of my house, I'm in my head about the state of making sure Jeremiah has food ready, and we don't have a nurse, so we don't have that extra help. But shout out to my sister, she's been like 100, so
Misha.
but she works full time too. So the idea when we took him into the school the other day, like that's a whole nother story. But the way he ran in the schoolhouse, like the way he released his mama and daddy
Yeah.
was definitely my rainbow, because that's just always, something that I'm challenged against, and, praying to God for that, he can be independent, and, that he can just run freely. And the idea that he was able to just to run into school like he did, it blessed me. So
Yes.
yeah,
And he didn't look back. She was like, D, he didn't look back.
he
No,
didn't
he
look
did
back. He didn't look back. Yeah.
not.
So,
Shanika, what about you?
ooh. Man. All right. So, rec part, I guess. It would just be like the idea, for those that don't know. So, I started my own private practice. And as you know, when you're first starting a business,
Journey
like,
to
ooh,
freedom. Let me tag it. Hold on.
Yeah, drop it in the chat. Y'all
get
go
you
follow
some
that
friends
page
like
for
this. Get
real.
you some friends that's just going to stop and drop stuff for you. But yeah, so, I started that. And so, yeah, I'm in the deep on that. So in that, you going back and forth with like, dang, am I on the right track? What am I not doing to get this person? Like, why if I do a consultation here, like they don't want to follow up sometimes? And in those moments, that can be very like draining or make you think that you're not effective or that you're not doing the thing that you need to do. And it was like gentle reminders of even from my girls saying, Mommy, you're amazing, or just wanting to do the content to help me out, or even just having the encouragement from my husband is like always the rainbow part for me, because a lot of people can be married and you can be in a relationship,
Yeah.
but you can just be like, it can be like a partnership in a sense, not necessarily where you can be like, that's my man, that's the one that's going to hold me down, that's the one that's going to keep pushing me forward, and that's the one that's going to pray for me. And to be able to have that in that man, like every time, that's my rainbow. It's like I can always lean in him, God first of course, but he's given me that guy that I can like lay my head on when I'm having those tears in those moments, and when I'm discouraged, he's that encourager for me. And then to have like amazing support in Whitney's and Devina's and my mom, and like just to have that family and that friend support to keep pushing and to keep sharing your content, to keep telling you that you make an impact, whether people like it or not, like it's out there so people can see it. So the idea that I'm able to have that type of community, to have that where God thought so much of little old Shanika, that he gave me that, and he knew at this moment in my life, I would need the husband that I have, that I would need the friends that I have, that I would have the children that I have to bring me the encouragement and the support, the prayers and all that when I need it. So those are like, I have a lot of rainbows, I guess.
Amen. Amen. I love it.
Jesus.
But Whitney, can we talk about the fact that it sounds like Jerry's making an investment on his future by supporting his war?
Say that again.
I said Jeremy's making an investment on his future. It sounds like since Shanika bigging him up on the podcast, Jeremy. I mean, not Jeremy. Oh Lord, I'm talking about
Kobe.
Kobe.
He's
Listen,
definitely making an investment.
Kobe in the comments thinking, listen, since you talking about it, we're gonna focus.
Yeah, so D. Like, can
Let's
you
go.
share with us your rainbow in the wreck this week?
Yes. So I'll start with the wreck first. So my wreck is that I recently had surgery, a major surgery that I put off for a long time, and so I'm recovering. I am 9 days post surgery right now. 9 days. So that is a wreck for me because that put me down. That means I couldn't be as independent as I wanted to be, and I couldn't and I had to, like, when you have faith for a thing, I had faith that God would heal me and I wouldn't need a surgery.
Woo.
So I've been walking through this season where I'm just like, God, I'm fasting, I'm praying, I'm eating right, I'm changing my diet, I'm doing all these things because God, you said that if I had faith of a mustard seed, that you would come through. So I'm sitting in faith thinking, like, God, and then it comes to a point where I can't wait any longer. I had to have the surgery. It was literally like causing me to perish. So so that was a wreck for me. When I told my doctor yes, I was like I feel like a failure. Like, Lord, like, I see you working in Shanika. I see you working in Whitney. I see you working in Donna. I see you working in Clayton. I see you.
Yeah.
And he's working in my life. Don't get it twisted. Your girl is blessed. But that was one of those things that I was like, God, I know you're going to do it. You're going to heal me like the woman with the issue of blood. You're going to heal me. All the, like, and he chose to heal me a different way. And so through my surrender to what he's asking me to do, it still felt like a wreck because I felt like, it should have gone differently. But the rainbow is that my healing is going well, that I have friends who called and checked on me every single day, that my church sent me flowers and food. Like my team got together and blessed me, and you ladies checked on me every day. I had 2 friends, y'all, Donna and Donna and Lisa, who came to my house.
Donna's watching.
Oh, hey, Donna.
Hey, Donna.
Donna Donna is the owner of Sisters Doing Life Together. And when I tell you, she has a podcast that y'all need to check that out. Like, please check it out. But Donna came and checked on me and took care of my kids for 5 straight days. Like, even before then, like, when I tell you, her and Lisa would come and like fold my clothes and get us food and all that kind of stuff, and that was hard for me, right? I got some other friends watching who I could have done better with that, but it's new to me, right? So my rainbow was that I realized that God is going to take care of me, even if He doesn't do it the way that I said. Like, because I said God was going to heal me miraculously, and God chose a better way. So Shanika put a post out yesterday about doing friendship inventory.
Yeah.
Y'all need to check that out too. Can you give us that?
What you want me to do with it? I'm sorry.
Give us a quick tip on friendship inventory. Because this podcast is all about friendship.
So basically, it was just, we have so many relationships that we have grown up having or either have gotten like in college or on a job or whatever the case is. And sometimes we don't know how to let it go because it may be out of season. It's time for us to move forward. But all I was saying with the inventory post, check it out. If you don't already, go ahead and follow Journey to Freedom. I think it's Journey to Freedom CS. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's in the chat. Okay, cool. But basically, just taking inventory of those different friendships that we have, and looking at it in the form of like life givers, life takers, because a lot of times we get into relationships or friendships, and sometimes it is kind of seen where one person within a friendship may be giving more, and that can look like showing up to events, that can look like always being the one to pray for the person, pour into the person, give to the person, whatever the case is. And so you also have to be careful in the sense of that. And then also the idea of when you do have those good friends, making sure that you're not becoming the friend where they need to take inventory of and maybe letting go in that specific season. So my ask of everybody was just to kind of do inventory, to look at your relationships, your current friendships, and see how those that you call friends, how they're showing up for you, and in what capacity, and also how you're showing up for others as well, because that's important for you to know too. Like, how am I showing up as a friend? When they think of Shanika, is it like, dang, I don't want to answer that text, I don't want to answer that phone call, or whatever the case is. So just being mindful of that. And if you have noticed that about yourself, or even if that friend, like if you have that type of friendship, making that adjustment, and could be that you need to have what we call effective communication to be able to work through that with them, and just to let them know your heart, let them hear your heart around the friendship. And if it is one that you don't feel God is telling you to let go, try to reach out and try to fix that. Like, do your part in that, whatever God is asking you to do in that. But if it is one to let go, even having that conversation of, we need to close this thing out. We need to kind of not have the same amount of access to each other. Not to say that you have to go out, definitely not saying that you have to hate each other, but just being okay to be cordial with each other, checking in with each other, whatever the case is, and making those adjustments to move forward. Or you could be in a moment of being like, yo, I'm good. I got good friends. I'm a good friend, whatever the case is. Give a head nod, give a hand clap, whatever that looks like. Do what it is that you need to do as it pertains to friendship. So take inventory, guys. Take inventory. That's all I got.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap up. We thank y'all for joining. If you haven't already followed our page, go ahead and follow it, because we got some good stuff coming, y'all. But but it's just gonna be like raw, authentic type stuff, And like, send us a DM or whatever, and let us know like some things you would like us to cover, or always, or just drop any questions or anything you want to hear. Make sure you let us know, okay?
Y'all, thank you for vibing with us today. But it doesn't stop. We still out here. Make sure you follow us on social media and join our crew. Tell another friend to pull up and comment your favorite part of today's episode, Rainbow and the Wreck. See you next week. But in the meantime, try not to do too much. We love y'all.